Yo, what's going on, guys? It's BDLegend back with another video. Guys, before we go ahead and get started with today's video, I just wanted to let you guys know that we will be doing a 1,000 V-Bucks giveaway once we get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you do want to be a part of that, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and then fill out the link in the description. There's a form. So you can fill out that link and make sure you put a valid email so that I can contact you guys if you do win. And I'll be selecting one winner randomly who will get 1,000 V-Bucks on any platform, guys. So make sure you guys sign up. It's actually pretty awesome that we're actually going to be able to do a giveaway. And share this giveaway with all your friends if you do think that they'll enjoy having some free V-Bucks. And yeah, best of luck, guys.
Alright guys, so in today's video we're going to be talking about how you could make yourself a complete beast in Season 4, the best tips to make you a dominating player in Season 4, and a lot of players may be seeing this as an opportunity, just like myself, as an opportunity to make yourself a really good player, and you should be, guys, and these tips will help you get to that point. Right before we get started, you know, if you guys do like this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new, and let's go ahead and get into the first tip. So the first tip is kind of obvious, but I'm still going to mention it because it's an essential. If you guys haven't got this down, you're not going to get any better, and that's to improve your building. What I mean by improve your building is that if you don't build already, make sure you start building. And if you already build, make sure you try to build faster. And if you already build fast, make sure you try to build to the point where nobody can outbuild you. You know, building cannot just be capped. You cannot, you know, be the best builder unless you're a player like Keylolicious on console, or Ninja, you know, or Daquan on PC. You're not gonna be the best builder that you could possibly be. So make sure you always improve your building, because the real difference maker in this game is the building. You know, a lot of players are starting to play this game and they're starting to learn how to build. And if you don't know how to build, and if you don't learn and improve your building faster than those guys learn and improve their building, then you're just gonna fall behind and you're gonna become a trash player eventually. So make sure you learn how to build and improve your building all the time. If you guys do need any help with that, I do have a link in the description to my building tutorial that I made just a few weeks ago, and it's very helpful, guys. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that out if you do need any sort of help at all. The second tip that I have for you guys is getting used to using all the weapons. A lot of people die, especially early in the games, because they don't have any weapons that they actually like using. You know, maybe you like using ARs, but you only end up with a burst or a revolver, and people end up dying because they don't know how to use those weapons. You have to learn how to use every single weapon in the game, even the suppressed SMG, to maximum efficiency. And the reason for that is because it lowers the chance of you dying from random number generator and bad weapon spawns at the start of the game. So you want to make sure that you know how to use every single weapon that is in the game, because that'll limit the amount of deaths that you have, and it'll make you a much more variable player. You know, you'll have a lot of lethal techniques with the different types of weapons. You know, it'll make you a lot more versatile. That's what I'm trying to say, a much more versatile player. So you want to make sure you know how to use all the weapons in the game. The third tip that I have with you guys, it kind of is the same thing, is to keep up with the updates. Now, if there's a new weapon coming out, make sure that first day you're trying to get that new weapon, you're trying to use it as much as possible, so you know how to use all the new weapons in the game, and you know which weapons work best with you. Also, so you know how to counter those weapons. Now, not only just weapons, especially in Season 4, I think the map is going to be changing every single week. We have, some leaks telling us that the map is going to change every single week. Things like that, guys. So you want to make sure you know those new areas on the map, you know them very well, and you get to them on the first or the second day when people are still trying to figure out, because that's when you can learn very easily and not get killed, because not everybody memorizes the map by that point, and you can do a very, very good job if you do memorize those maps early, and then you could dominate those maps later when people are still trying to figure it out. The fourth tip that I have for you guys is to get into fights. Now, a lot of players will say this, and a lot of people will think they're doing this, but they're actually not. Some players, you know, they'll just sit there and they'll play 20-minute games, get into 2 fights, and they'll just go for the win. I mean, that's fine. You know, you get your wins. You know, you have more wins than your friends at school. You have more wins than your friends at college, or, you know, your boys, or whatever it is. But the issue is you're not getting into fights, you're not becoming a better player. Now, if you're a casual player, yeah, that might be fine. But if you're trying to be a dominating player, if you're trying to be a very, very good player, you got to get into as many fights as possible. The guy who gets into 10 fights in 20 minutes and the guy who gets into, 2 fights in 20 minutes, but he still wins the game, that guy who's getting into 10 fights is still doing a lot better, because he's going to be improving at a much faster rate. It's going to help with your building. It's going to help with, the weapons that you're using. It's going to help with you memorizing the map. It's going to help with you memorizing player movement. It's going to help with your aim. game. So getting into fights is the best thing that you can do for yourself. It's the #1 tip, guys. The most important tip in this entire video is to get yourself into as many fights as possible. Maybe the guy does have the high ground and it's not very smart to go after him. Still practice, because sometimes, you know, you get into a situation where you have to go after a guy in the high ground. So you'd rather do it then than to choke when you have to do it, you know, for a clutch at the end of the game or something like that. So make sure you guys get into as many fights as possible so you can replicate those experiences in later fights, and to do the best, and you can do the best that you could possibly do, because you'll already be getting into those situations beforehand. So keep fighting, always get into more fights and play aggressive. That'll make you a lot better of a player. The last tip that I have is kind of an obvious tip, but I'm still going to say it. You need to practice, and you need to practice as much as humanly possible. Obviously, you know, we have jobs, we have school, all those things, but if you want to really get good at this game, you got to put time into this game. So make sure you practice. I'm not saying drop your job, drop your family, drop those things. I'm not saying any of that, but what I'm saying is, you know, if you're just lounging around and then you expect to, you know, get good at Fortnite, if you're not playing serious and you expect to get good at Fortnite, it's not going to happen. You need to practice, and you need to put in as much practice as possible, and serious practice, not just casually playing. Serious practice, and that'll make you a much better player. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. And of course, if you guys haven't signed up for my giveaway already, there's the link in the description. All you have to do is subscribe and fill out the form in the link, and you guys will be able to be there for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Thanks for stopping by this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm BDLegend, and I'm out.